Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy, always down to drink and dragon. It's Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
I'll drink and dragon with the best of them. Yeah, they showed up and dragoned a little bit this week, too. Not great, but the guys showed up. Still the best show on TV. I know.
It's pizza. Even when it's bad, still good.
Yeah, I had that pizza the other day in Jersey. Deep Jers. Randolph Jers. Oof.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. We got a lot of episodes. We're going to keep doing this forever and ever. Everybody who's watching this, everybody who's listening, tell a friend, share the episode, give us a good rating, because the next time you're taking batting practice, make sure you turn to somebody and say, hey, I got a great podcast, because we like when you love us, but we love when you hate us.
Next time we're drunk and singing the anthem, you can say, I know those guys.
What's higher on your list, singing the anthem or first pitch?
Can I sing or am I her?
You're you. We're us.
First pitch. I would get decimated singing the anthem. A lot of words, too. And a lot of old English, like, or. Have a posture.
Would it be disrespectful if we did it pledge fraternity style where I went every other word? I was like, oh, say, can you see by the.
Well, that's
just
hard. You had to do that at pledging?
Yeah, we made that one word at a time.
For doing what? Like the anthem? Or for like the pledge, the fraternity like poem thing?
Yeah, that stuff.
I'm sure you and Rosenpenis really had quite the duet going.
Zach, we got an episode planned today for everybody, but before we get into it, why don't you tell everybody what happened before this show?
So before the show, we bet on this fine program who would hit more home runs last night, Alonso or Gunnar Henderson or Baby Reindeer, whatever you call him.
No, Baby Reindeer is Jackson Holiday, you fuck.
All right, what is Gunnar then? Just some fuck who can't hit.
just white trash from Alabama.
Sounds about right. So that guy, Pete went out there and completely shat the bed. And the loser had to do a shot or a clear bullshit. None of it made a difference at that point because Pete was so terrible. And it was just over. Gunnar was like the quiet favorite to win. And we were talking about him having an amazing thing, except for the fact that he didn't win. He went out there and he hit one less. And my exact quote was, and we'll see you tomorrow night. For you to do a shot.
Oh my God. You want to talk about counting chickens? Zach, I was cackling when Alonso shit the bed. And then Gunnar got up there and the pitches, not that it matters, but I'm going to go ahead and make an excuse, which is foreshadowing. The fact, did you see where the pitches were? A foot above the strike zone.
He likes the high ones. He's like Kit Keller.
No. You know who that guy was? He's the AAA manager of Norfolk, the Tides, and he had said to all of the guys who came through, if you ever make it to a home run derby, don't forget my number. And so Gunnar got there, and he's never done one, so we called it. That guy was so bad. Those pitches loyalty. I mean, it is pretty nice, especially when he stabs them all in the back. And also, I'm a big Orioles fan. The whole Scooby-Doo thing is pretty stupid, if you ask me.
He did a bad Scooby. You do a better Scooby than Gunnar did. Not that time.
All right, I gotta pay up. Even though I really hope you can give me a little bit of credit. The fact that I didn't take the favorite, and I just willingly gave you the favorite. I actually didn't know Gunnar was second in the odds. I just wanted to make a fun bet. Yeah. 99 bananas, 99 proof, fire in the hole.
It's bad.
It's not great.
You've had it too?
Bottoms up.
Glug, 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 glug. There it is. I see bubbles. Yeah. It hits hard. It's a 99 proofer.
Yeah, that'll put some hair on your bananas.
Yeah. I'll give you that extra home run you need. He didn't hit the money ball out. And the format was insane this year. It was just by the way, I'm drinking a Voodoo Ranger, so who gives a shit? Another one of those.
You ruined my bit. You stepped on my bit.
What's your bit?
I got fire though. I got absolute fire. I really wish I could somehow incorporate this. And I also thought I was going to start in a brief. Because this is one of those, how many times do I wish? Because you know how nowadays people do the IYK, if you know, you know type of deal. And you're like, ISWIS, the Zach Elias biography. I said what I said.
Oh my God. Evil genius. All of that is great. I said what I said.
From the evil. Evil Genius Brewery. It is a key lime. My throat is on fire right now. Key lime margarita sour.
Do you remember when I took one of those and I was like dying from it?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Zach, I drank high fructose corn syrup that was peppermint flavored at one point.
Not our best stuff.
Anyway, I am very excited. This was the first time I almost got a glass because I want to see what color it is, and I'm just assuming it's beer flavored.
Ron Katz is in Pennsylvania, so is that beer. Pretty good. That's like, your Menzies are syncing up. I like everything about that, other than the Pennsylvania part of it. The Philly, Evil Genius. I said what I said. I said the whole time.
I also meant to read this. Salt rims are for cans too. This blonde ale has been fermented with a special hybrid sour yeast for the perfect level of acidic tartness, and then dosed, no thank you, with natural margarita. When is dosed a good word? When is that like
But speaking of acidic tartness, happy birthday to your sister.
Oh,
Allison's birthday, that tart. Yeah. And if you're looking for any used bath goods at a reasonable rate, she's got bath mats, she's got shower caddies, she's got an easel that she stole from work, clearly for $75 negotiable. Come on down to Auntie Al's.
You're terrible. Can you leave that poor girl alone?
No,
we'll get to her. We'll get to her later at Pishadoo of the Week.
Okay.
Episode 238. Calling this one Excuses. Zach, why don't you tell everybody what happened last night before the Home Run Derby to celebrate this great goddamn country of the United States?
Well, she was in my whatever, but like, girl got up there who I'd never heard of, and I've had to Google her name like 4 times at this point because I keep forgetting
4 Grammys.
4 Grammy nominations.
Ooh, she didn't win?
No, she didn't win. Nominations. But they give out Grammys for anything. Now, by the way, she does have a song that's called Wishful Drinking. Great title.
Agreed.
Yeah, but she also has a bit of a problem. So, singer Ingrid Andress, who I hadn't heard of, no one's heard of. I even said to you beforehand, she looks like the Haktua girl, who I just can't get away from. Anyway, this girl gets out there, and she is butchering the anthem. Jenna's like in the other room, and she comes in like, is that the anthem? It sounds terrible. And my phone is just like a Christmas tree, just blowing up. And she is shouting it. But she's not like Roseanne Barr. She's not doing a thing. She's not going to spit on the field. She's not even Carl Lewis. Settle for Enrico Palazzo at that point. But like it's anything. It's just not. She's butchering it, and she's like stumbling around, and she's bad. She's hammered. But
you knew she was hammered. I thought it was she didn't have an earpiece situation and couldn't hear herself.
But now, by the way, so if she is hammered, she's an idiot. You get one crack at this thing. Why? Because you could be Aretha, you could be Marvin Gaye, you can put out an all-timer.
There's one difference between everybody you just named, including Carl Lewis.
He was a bad one. So if she put out an all-timer, she's going to be remembered as the drunk anthem forever. I guess she's living in infamy, which ain't no bad press, but it's
here's my
problem to rehab. That's bullshit.
Oh, her statement.
Total excuse.
I'm not going to bullshit y'all. I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help I need. That was not me last night. I apologize to MLB, all the fans, and the country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let y'all know.
MLB first.
I'll let y'all know how rehab it is. I hear it's super fun. XO Ingrid.
It's super fun. She's going to party with Charlie Sheen.
You ready for my real take on this anthem situation? My real take on this anthem situation is the fact that Mariah Carey's been hopped up on lewds, belting out notes for 30 years. There's no excuse. Anybody who can sing worth their lick is able to sing. The Stones, Aerosmith, they all go to try to make me go to rehab. I said no.
But nevertheless, before she died, I bet you she sang an anthem somewhere. It's some like,
and I bet she killed it. You're telling me that you can't do. All right, realistically, Wasted. Could you live 90% of your life and nobody would really know?
Wasted? No, I showed up to my stepmother's birthday once, bombed, and my sister knew. Rachel knew. She was hip. Jenna was pretty tanked too, but I was much worse. Anyway, that said, 5 years in an hour. Anyway, it was no, but I know I get your point. And not for nothing, like Miley Cyrus could go out there, cracked out of her head, and just knock it out. So like, a lot of them probably could. How bad was she? And how many, like, how they learn to the stadium at that steam? And I gotta think.
I didn't think it was that. It was one of those where I was listening and I'm slowly going, oh, this isn't really good. But it wasn't 10 out of 10 bad. It wasn't that. I
honestly didn't quite get who she was at first. And I thought that she had a problem. Like, I thought that they were doing a thing. Like, I thought that they were doing a thing with, like, a Make-A-Wish. But, like, okay, maybe she's the singer for them. Like, the Down syndrome singer, like the Corky of that. So, okay, it's meant to be a thing. But then I realized, oh, no. En français, she's a mess. She's just smashed. So it's not the same thing. I thought, like, oh, okay, she's doing her thing, and, like, we should all be respectful. It's a great rendition. Like, no. Once I got a few bars in, I realized, no, she's just not all there. And, like, even the announcers were like, well, you know, something, he had like, you know, something didn't get butchered tonight, or he had some line. It was just bad. But how do you let that happen? It's not like it's a random game with, like, you know, twins Royals on a Tuesday where no one gives a shit. There's one thing on TV and everyone's watching it. Go figure this thing out. Get bombed later.
Yeah.
But all right, so I don't like the rehab part of it because she's just going to a place to absolve herself. Like, oh, I went to rehab. We're good here. No. She should have to sing it tonight, too. Trot her back out and make her do it again.
Oh, you know my real take is, you know who had a lot of pressure tonight? Whatever country hick that got up there tonight. Yeah. You knew people were tuning in to be like, I hope he doesn't miss a word. But it just comes back to...
hasn't had anything of substance all day. Like, he's had maybe one Cheerio. He's not having anything that's going to screw this up.
Excuses. Zach, are you an excuse person? Have you ever been, or is it a maturity thing? Because all excuses are just bad reasoning, right? When somebody says, I can't do this, I will do this, here's why this happened.
No, I don't like excuses. No, I probably have been. I'm sure I still do use them. But very often I'll say, like, here's a reason. It's not an excuse, but here's why this didn't work. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not trying to get out of it, but, like, didn't work because. But no, I don't love excuses in that sense. I'm happy to be a realist, but I'm not just going to, like, well, here's my excuse. No,
I hate to go back to our college speeches. Not that you could ever throw this in there, but I have gotten to the point in my life, and it could be a sign of maturity, where when something happens, I fall on the sword and I go, I could make up something right now, but let me tell you what really happened. And people really appreciate the honesty. They really like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I fucked up. I did this. Like, that's what happened. Yeah. And they go, all right. I could make up just about anything right now.
Can you fix it? Like, all right, I fucked up. Here's what happened. You want to fix it? So her answer, can you fix it? I don't know. Go sing better. Go do it. Go do the thing.
I don't know. Seattle Josh sent out a text where he goes, did you guys ever hear of her? And my answer was, other than Billie Eilish, I haven't heard of a new singer in 10 years. I don't know anybody.
No, I don't know anybody, but I don't know her. Does he know her? Is he hip to her oeuvre? Does he have a poster of her on his wall?
No, your only chance is we went to a bat mitzvah and I had to ask my niece every time I heard a song I kind of like. I go, who is this? Oh, it's Teddy Swims, Uncle Alan. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to download this. This is good.
Teddy Swims sounds like a bathing suit brand.
No, he's really good. He's raspy. He's got some soul. It's pretty good.
Call me Tommy Bahama. Yeah, and she can call me when she's Jewel. Like, come on, call me when you got some real problems.
Jewel is right now sneaky hot for somebody who needs some dental work.
Show,
right?
Yeah. Poetry, maniac.
Zach, speaking of dental work, let's talk about the weekend. Usually we get through a whole episode, and I don't know if there's a funny take, but you know I've always joked about how Trump should be a rapper. Like, after this, he just goes into it. Do you know there's actual people coming out with that take now that he's been shot? Is like, now just go into rap. Just start making music.
Because he's like 50 Cent or...
Here's my question, and I do this now for everything, including somebody sent me tonight a link that I would not click on because I knew it was going to be a big black dick. Every time I get anything that says, Biden resigns, Kamala the nominee, I don't click the link. I go to CNN.com.
Who's your guy? Who's the one who sends it all the time? Because everyone has one friend who sends it constantly.
Nobody you know. We can talk offline.
But you do have a guy. I had one today that, like, you know, Daddy Doesn't Live Here Anymore, that, like, fun book, and in the window is the guy with the big black dick. Like, sometimes they're funny, but he still sends them once a week. Every now and then they're fantastic.
Did you fact check on Saturday? When you got your first text, because you didn't text me shit, did you fact check it, or you go like, oh my God, Trump's been shot?
No, where was I Saturday? It sort of just like happened and everyone sort of just knew. But then they started rolling into like what it was. But I think I was at a place, so I didn't get the initial like Trump's been shot. Is he dead? Like who knows? By the time it got to me, it was all filled in.
Okay. You know what bothers me most about the situation? Because as the details have filled in, I really wish that this was a more well thought out plot. The young guy, Crooks or Hooks, whatever his name is, bought the ammo that day, bought the ladder the day before. Like, this was something he came up with overnight. And what really bothers me, and what really, really bothers me, is this guy was being made fun of because he had a high school rifle team that he did not qualify to make. Who the fuck has a rifle team in high school? Am I not going to the right? My high school's a 3 out of 10 on Zillow. We didn't have a rifle team.
But he hit a guy from 150 yards in the ear, so he missed by about this much, which means that the rest of his team must be incredible. National champs. Right? Like, this is champs at best.
Listen, Conway, a quarter of an inch to the right, and you miss the net altogether.
Exactly. So that's who he is. But the rest of that team must be Banks. Jesus, those guys don't miss.
Oh my God. Zach, so I was talking about Mighty Ducks with somebody this past weekend, and you know how our phones listen to us? I mentioned something about Mighty Ducks. I then go on to Instagram or whatever, and the first video that comes up
proud of you, Gordon.
Remember when Adam Banks cheered for himself on a breakaway? And so I watched the thing, and on the one game, it's Banks on a breakaway. They go to the bench, and he's the last guy on the bench being like looking up as it's him on a breakaway. I'm like, man, if there was only a post producer back in the day.
Yeah, it's not good. They didn't care. But these movies they didn't think would be hits. In the Goonies, there are so many mistakes. Like, apparently, the guy was just like not paying attention. The director, and it was a real director. Like he was like a paycheck movie, and he didn't. And they asked him about it like years later. There's a million errors. There's no continuity. He goes, "There's no way this was going to be a hit, and there was no way any of these kids would be stars." That's what they all believed. That now everybody made it, and the thing is a monster.
You know, I can't watch television with Julie anymore because she's constantly picking out the mistakes. This is happening today. You and I just don't realize it.
No, I know, but like not the same. They reference an entire scene that he cut out, but they make a reference to it. There's stuff that just that movie is littered with them because the guy was just like, "This movie stinks. What are we doing here? These kids can't act. No one will be anything." Everyone that one of those kids won an Oscar this year or last year. Data. Who saw that coming?
There's no time for love, Dr. Jones.
Yeah, who saw any Josh Brolin or the any of these? Sean Astin, the Goonies is loaded. Joey Pants.
My last take on Trump getting shot. What would be cooler? He comes out with an earring where he got hit, or a tattoo?
Tattoo and Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield in either arm.
Oh, like wait, you have like it? There's already been memes posted of Trump taking a picture with Tyson, being like the last, like this was the closest before this time, which you're like,
I like the Van Gogh meme. That made me laugh too. But yeah. By the way, they made him into Jesus. He's definitely winning now. This is a walkover. Look, he was going to win anyway, but now it's.
I officially went online and tried to find a place to start betting on it, and I can't find anything. So if you know a site, let me know.
Oh yeah, it's got to be off the table at this point.
Hey Zach, feeling quirky? Give me some jerky.
I put Milo's college fund that I didn't contribute to onto that. So
fuck you, by the way, because you made me feel bad about that, and I've been asking people, and they're like, "No, that's a great idea. That's a really good thing."
Lawns will always need mowing. The grass never stops growing. Okay, so we talked about the Anthem girl. That's great. Now, for me, the craziest thing was: did you watch the Copa America before that? Why it was delayed by an hour and a half?
There was a fight or something. I don't care.
Fight?
Yeah, I don't care.
Better check your phone. So the stadium at Hard Rock holds about, just Google it after this, holds about 70,000 people. About 20,000 unticketed Columbia fans.
Oh, they showed up and they just rushed
the gates. Yeah. And the security guard's like, "I don't know what to do here. Just go on in. We don't care. Like, I'm not going to die over this."
As Grammy says, I don't get paid enough to care.
Right. They were entering through the air ducts like it's Die Hard. I saw someone say, "You want to know why America's not going to be good at soccer? We don't care that much." They were going. I watched the game. They showed the stadium. It was a sea of yellow. But usually when you see a stadium, there are gaps. entrances and exits. No. There was if there was a fire, it would have been a massacre. 70,000 people would have burned because there was no way out. They were literally on each other's shoulders in every exit row. I've never seen anything like what?
It's because the cup, because it matters.
And they lost. I think I see Shakira, who at 40 something still smoke show. Terrible lip syncing.
You know, she's into our people. The chosen Edelman.
What?
Took it down. Edelman took it down.
Did he?
Yeah, chosen people. Yeah, it's true story.
I hate him. He ruined Matt Harvey too with Adriano Lima. He's, by the way, G Torre. In the back of his baseball card's impressive as hell. I
see a lot of clips of him impersonating Belichick. It's always good.
Yeah, it's good. So, doubling down on last week's tiny little rip in the passport, couple barred from flight over an embarrassing passport issue. They had a stain of tea. Like it spilled and they stained their passport. We are taking way too seriously this whole passport thing. If you got your picture on it and it sort of looks like you, let them in. What are these two going to do? What's their end game? Nothing.
All of Austria? I don't know. What are they going to do?
No, there's that. Caitlin Clark's boyfriend gets backlash for partying with bikini-clad bottle girls on vacation.
She's straight?
Yeah. She's straight.
Good for her.
So he's apparently partying with these people, and as they say in the Snyder household, Mama makes the money.
Do they say that?
They do in your household. Mama makes the money. Not anymore.
No.
Are you making more, or is she just making less? Oh God.
She only could take a couple weeks off. She could give me a head start. It'd be the tortoise in the hair.
Okay, fine, fair enough. Knew you were hot as balls out there. We all know this. My softball team is supposed to be playing a game tonight. I didn't play because I had to call with Zoe's camp. Thank God. It is hot out. 100 degrees.
Wait, did she get in trouble?
No. We get 4 calls in 7 weeks. It seems excessive. What the hell am I going to talk to her about?
Oh, this was literally the phone call?
Yeah, we got 2 of them.
Oh, I thought she beat somebody up.
Yeah, she'd be so lucky. Next year, I'm seeding 2 of these calls to grandparents. Like, hey,
are you kidding me? I did do one every week. Every week I had to call home. Pass the phone around every week.
Take her call next week.
Sam won't. Can we schedule a call at 8:30?
They call when they call. New Yorkers have been told to limit the energy use for the second straight week in the extreme heat. No. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Why are you hoisting the problem onto me? Why can't you make your grid whatever better? Why is this my problem?
Yeah, what I would do is say, absolutely, we need to help our fellow brethren, and I would go home and crank that Soldier Boy.
Crank it.
Yeah, who cares? Fuck everybody.
Yeah, so, hot cop alert. Internet sizzles over... Internet heats up as Florida detective sizzles. There was apparently a murder or something, and this is the detective who had to give the thing.
Stop it. No. I've seen that video. That's not how that ends up.
It is how it ends up. She's used to be a model. So she's Detective Denelli DeAndre. So she's that, like, off camera. But while but while she's a cop, she's the real thing. She's the real McCoy police officer.
Wanna be my lover.
Yeah, I'd love to get pulled over by her. I couldn't wait to meet you. So in the old adage. So sticking with airplanes, groom called me an asshole for not swapping seats with his bride on their honeymoon. Here's why he's wrong. Apparently they had seats with one of them. Someone got upgraded in between them, and like he wouldn't swap, and like all hell broke loose.
They wanted to ride bitch? Who wants to do that? Here, take the window. Take the window. Come on.
Yeah, there was some weird thing like that.
Also, no, screw that groom for not buying 2 seats that sit together.
Yeah,
like, he's an asshole.
Exactly. So he's an idiot.
That's on them.
That's on them. Can big butts trigger false alarms at airport security? One TSA agent thinks so.
Oh, yeah, I've been there. I'll be there in 2 days. I am so excited for all the materials, Zach.
What?
I'm flying in 2 days, and
your ass is going to set off the TSA thing? How fat
I'm not exactly petite, okay?
Let's see the rump. Now, TSA has denied that big butts can do this, but they haven't really vehemently denied it. And I didn't really get into any of the article. It is just the greatest headline I've seen in forever. Neo-Nazi maniac murder cult leader plotted NYC attack on minorities with poison candy toting Santa, feds say.
Santa? It's July. What are they doing?
It was a plot of a New Year's Eve, which a goon was dressed as Santa and hand out poison-laced candy. But he's a neo-Nazi maniac murder cult.
It depends on what time of the night that is, because at 10 o'clock, I'm not taking the candy. At 2 a.m.
Now, it's terrible because he's plotting against Jewish people and stuff. And I'm sure what he was doing is awful. As a headline, that's clickbait. Let's go. It's checking a lot of boxes.
I want to see where this goes. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know it's going to go. Me eating a poisoned Snickers from Santa. But whatever. Let's have at it. So that's what I got.
Very good. Zach, are you watching something? What you watching? You got something?
Watching still some the Owning Manhattan, which is just cringy as all hell.
Don't care.
Yeah, all right. And Presumed Innocent. So we're into it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Are you liking it, or you just want to know what happened?
Both. Sarsgaard is terrific. I like that it's like he's acting with his brother-in-law, so like they're sort of hanging out.
So here's some more inside baseball, because that's public knowledge. But the fat guy that's defending Gyllenhaal, the one who was the DA and got fired, his wife in the show is his real life wife. So that's great. And then
he outkick his coverage,
right? And
he must be huge.
Jake Gyllenhaal's wife in the show, her name is Ruth. Let me say this right. Nega, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Sorry, what was that?
Nega, Negga, is a former Oscar-nominated actress. Nega who?
For what?
Yeah. I don't know, but the fact that girl, she plays a very good damsel in distress, if I might say so. She's good.
I like the kids. Right. I like that they made the kids look right. They could be their kids.
Oh God, Zach, you're not wrong. Are we allowed to talk about Hugh?
Ish. I mean, it's not like the Sherman-Williams panel thing that they give you. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. They look correct. Like if Jenna and I had a kid, it would look like Zoe. Those two had a kid. They good casting.
Sherman-Williams panel. Not that I should ever give you any ammunition, but do you know what Robin Snyder prefers in every house that he's ever owned? Eggshell white. What? Always eggshell
like
white.
Electric white on the wall.
Eggshell white. Everything. It's eggshell white everywhere all day. Have you ever
you have an eggshell white suit?
Me? For my sister? No, but for my sister's bat mitzvah, I wore a white suit because I thought it looked cool, and I looked like Colonel Sanders. Is this
that the little thing?
It was a black bow tie. It's not great.
Pretty good.
I was 16, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so cool."
Are there photos of this?
I can get you a photo next time I'm home. Pretty good.
It.
For me, what am I watching?
What do you got? Anything good?
It's one of the two.
Baseball too.
Yeah, it's been a rough week. Zach, for me, they just put out
their Sunday. It's like home run derby, but the wrong team won.
Receiver on Netflix, which is the quarterbacks type of thing. It's not good enough to recommend other than it's football porn. So if you like kind of watching the people hang out, you remember quarterbacks, right? With Kirk Cousins, Mariota, and
okay, yeah.
So they're doing with receivers now. It's Jefferson, Kittle, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Deebo Samuel, and somebody else I'm forgetting. And like, it's wait, do you not know I watch everything with subtitles?
I did not.
Oh, everything. And it helps a lot. The amount of times you're like, phone call from the other room. I'm like, I didn't hear a single thing. So we're watching that. And here's one where it's a divided household. We're watching Hard Knocks, the Giants one, where it is general manager scout focused and zero football because it's all preseason. It's all off season. I am loving it. All the math and the cutting and the shit talking about people that we shouldn't pay. And Julia's watching is going like, so they just don't ever play football. I don't need to watch it. And I'm loving it. If you're into the like behind the scenes of guys being drafted and cut and deals and combine.
Unless I know the guys, it only gets me there when it's the Jets.
Fair enough. And you're not getting that anytime soon. So those are the things that we've been watching.
That team.
Ooh. All right. I got a good Hippanonymous from today. New patient. I can't say a lot on, but you know my glory hole with patients is I'm a doctor. 19 years. I'm smart. And people can sense that. And they want to talk smart to me.
The true king doesn't go around telling everyone I'm the king.
I'm a king's consort for this conversation. So I'm working with a woman who you would say is not in the best of shape. And she has a husband who's been trying to push her. And I basically reinforced she needs to be more active to get up to restore her prior level of function. And he said, not once, not twice, but thrice.
Right.
I've been telling her she is way too sedimentary. I said, right. He goes, no, she's just sedimentary. Like, that's
he's
the
not
problem.
wrong, though. Actually, he is, but he's sort of not wrong.
Okay, so this guy now,
she's like shale or talc.
This guy is now like kind of in the background where I'm not giving him as much credit as I would have. And then he gets a phone call from somebody to do something. And he says, well, I need this. And they say yes. And I need this. And yes. And finally, he asks one more thing. They agree. And this guy out of nowhere goes, wow, I haven't heard this many yeses since my honeymoon. And I lost it. I was like, oh my God, sir, like, well done.
Yeah.
And then, so she turned, the patient turns to me, she goes, 70 something, late 60s. Like, he was a funny guy. So my patient goes, oh my God, you and my husband are like the same. You're both so funny. And I didn't know how to take that. And so I said, well, it was nice meeting you. He goes, hey, want me to validate your parking? And I said, you should quit with your honeymoon joke, because that was good.
I hate that one. But by the way, you always say you don't care if someone's better looking or more hung, but like they can't be funnier than you, so take it as a compliment.
Yes, all my patients go, you should do stand-up. And I always say, it's easy to be funny. It's hard to make people laugh.
Agreed.
It is. Oh, I mean,
I've been told a million times I should do stand-up. I do not. I could do it, and maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't. I don't want to go up there and be like Soft Taco or your friend doing the open mic night who was terrible.
He's moving to Austin to do comedy.
Austin's not better for it, I gotta tell you. To do comedy?
Austin's a hub right now, buddy.
I said
Austin's
they're not better for it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought you meant Austin's not better for the comedy.
No, they're not better for having him show up.
Yeah.
They're better off without him.
Do you know what really killed? And I always feel bad, I have to admit this, is the fact that I have a shtick and I'm very good at it. And then I go to people's houses and do the shtick, and they think like I'm the most original on the spot person. And I have to come clean and go, I do this joke like 6 times a day, guy. Like, I know it works and I know it doesn't.
I wouldn't come clean. I would say, oh, yeah, off the cuff.
Nah.
I would never own it.
Pishadoo of the week. I have 11 candidates that I am ready to roll with. Zach, candidate number 1, you brought it up earlier. Today is my sister's 30th birthday. And yeah, look, I have a very small family as far as people whose birthdays I really know and really care about. So knowing my sister's birthday is coming up to the point where like my patients go, oh, can you come Tuesday the 16th? I go, well, it's my sister's birthday. I made a point yesterday. I called my sister and wished her a happy birthday first thing in the morning on the 15th. And she lost her fucking mind going, I cannot believe my own brother doesn't know my own birthday. And it was all the payoff in the world to turn and go, I can't believe you're giving me what I wanted. I only was trying to get under your skin, because when you do it a day late, people get actually upset. But when you do it a day early, they're like, you son of a bitch. I can't believe you didn't know my actual birthday. She gave me everything that I wanted by being really upset that I called her a day early.
One time, a friend of mine was a twin. I texted his twin sister, who I used to be closer with. I got like 11:30 at night, and said like, "Oh, I didn't realize it was your birthday too." She went crazy. She went like out of her mind crazy. That like, I didn't know she was your birthday also. I thought it was just she went like did what you want, but yeah.
Zach, hold on to your cowboy hat.
Like that was your whole thing with her, that she like didn't quite find you as funny as you find you.
No. The fact that she lost her mind when she didn't realize I was playing a joke, because I mean, like, I have one sister. It's not that hard to remember their birthday. Like,
it's pretty hard.
Okay. Kevin Costner's movie came out, Horizon, which I think they're making a 3 or 4 part series right now. The first one dropped. The second one is done. And the third one he's working on right now. The first one was such a flop. They're scrapping the second one already. The second one's supposed to come out like a couple months.
To VHS.
They're getting rid of the second. And Costner's already in he put his own money in to do the third. So as far as Yellowstone goes, he might be coming back. I don't know.
Good for him.
I think that's great. How many Tenacious D songs can you name? Any?
Oh, yeah. So they got in trouble on stage. At least
they got in trouble? What happened? Do you know?
So what's his name? not Kevin Gass. It's Kevin Bass. Is it
Kyle
Gass?
Kyle Gass.
Yeah, he made it like they should have killed Trump line, and Jack Black.
That's telekinesis, Kyle.
Yeah, it's levitation.
Boy, no.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, so I know some of their stuff. I don't find them as delightful as everyone else's. They're fine. They're doing
a couple. They have like 3 songs, as far as I'm concerned. That was all I had to say.
Maybe, but I want to call him Kevin Bass. It's most Kevin Bass references, but nevertheless,
Kevin Bass references getting work for the first time in 20 years.
In a long time.
Lance Bass has a better chance than Kevin.
Oh,
Bass.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd recognize Lance Bass. I wouldn't recognize Kevin Bass who walked in right now with a name tag on.
I've been told I look like Lance Bass before. I've been told not a compliment. From the waist down?
I should be so lucky. Anyway, what? Where are we? Yeah, Tenacious D. Didn't like Jack Black not know that was coming or something? He just like said it randomly.
All I know is Kyle made a reference to like, yeah, maybe Trump, they shouldn't miss next time. And Jack Black canceled the tour. And there's talks of them breaking up because of this. I don't know if he's an enthusiast, but it seems a little bit much for a band they're kind of a what do you call it? They're right, like there are people whom they go out there and do a make fun of, like
they're a sticky band. Like they could do a tour with Weird Al and the Dan Band, and that'd be awesome.
I would go to that.
Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, I think that he reacted a little harshly, but I also don't think he wants to be like just annihilated, like yelled at on stage by half the country.
I don't think they're playing Des Moines.
Money Jack Black has, like, what does he need more?
Have you not seen how fat he is and the videos he makes? He doesn't give a shit.
By the way, right. So what does he need to get heckled for? That's probably just not to be hassled. The Kung Fu Panda money alone.
I think they're on 4 or 5 is coming, right?
I'm
definitely
sure,
3, definitely 3, 100% 3.
No, they just did 4. It's always so good. Yeah, but nevertheless, like he probably just doesn't want to be hassled. You go out there and roll the dice that you're gonna get booed. Just a shit.
True. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a correct take or not. So you and I have very serious allegiances to a couple of sports teams.
Yes.
Here's my problem. When it comes to the single individual athlete sports, and I don't know how much you root for certain golf players, but for me, tennis is a little more cyclical. And I know a lot of people that are balls deep in Djokovic or Joker, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't even care. And he lost this past weekend. And I know people that were really upset. I think it's really stupid when people just all of a sudden, you're basically a front runner, right? Everybody just picks the new hotness. Everybody goes, oh, I'm an Agassi. Oh, I'm Sampras. Oh,
I'm Agassi. Loved him. Oh, even with his hair hat.
Yeah. My point is now that this Alcaraz guy is beating Jokic, like, who cares?
Yeah, I think there's always another guy coming. No, some young Thundercat coming.
Right. So when do you jump off the horse and jump on a new one? / if you're not from my country, if you're not from my hometown, I think rooting for somebody in a single
no good.
I think it's really stupid.
So
it really
when
bothers
do you jump off the horse? You let the horse die. So you wait for Agassi to get beat by some guy no one's ever heard of. And then you find a different guy no one's ever heard of. And you hope he becomes a thing. So nobody
takes a horse you've never heard of. They always take the next hotness. It's like the new guy.
Was so into Coco Gauff when she was losing in the first round and she was like 16. I'm like, she's not going to be anything. And now she's something. Zoe nailed it. Now she's not that good yet, but Zoe got that one.
All right. Really give her money and let her pick your portfolio then if you're so confident.
She can't be doing worse than my person right now. There was some issues that difficult subject. We might be needing to find a new person because Grammy and I are not on the same page.
Anyway, I think rooting for a single person in tennis, I don't get it. You're literally just front running at that point, and the fact that homeboy lost, like fuck him. I don't care. It's
win the next one, or he won't. I don't know.
There you go.
Just do it for the hottest girl. Like that's it.
All right, keeping this moving.
Golfers. Tiger laces him up. I'll go do it. He's gonna get killed, but
American.
He is
American.
All right, so go root for
American.
I don't know, who's the last Andy Roddick? That your guy?
Yeah. Oh, who's married? We just did this. He dated Mandy Moore. He married. Yes. Oh. All right. This. You know how Facebook requests people. Sorry. Facebook shows you like, hey, you should be friends with so-and-so. You have 10 mutual friends.
Yeah. There are about 6 Schneiders and a Simon and a Carly. It's all your family that I should.
There's somebody that Facebook wants me to be friends with who may be special. So I want to preempt this with, if he is special, I'm sorry. But his Facebook profile picture is something that looks Yankee Stadium-esque. He's jumping. The ball is in his glove, and he's smiling, making a fake catch over the wall, which I think the wall might be 4 feet tall anyways. And the picture is him smiling. Did anybody think he actually made a catch in a game with a backpack? I think it's really stupid. I think those pictures really bother me. I know it's dumb. No. Too soon.
Too soon. Tony T. Look, let him be. Let this be.
People who take the pictures where it's like a, look, I'm in action, jumping up to it. It bothers me. And
I'd rather hear him sing the anthem.
This kid may be special, so again, I don't know.
If he's special, then it's fine. If he's not special, then he's an idiot.
Okay, fair enough. So this is a Dallas Josh write-in, which is so good that I'm going to go ahead and read you. But did you hear about the California racist teacher?
No.
California's teacher, a high school biology exam where this guy made legitimately real questions, except what he was doing was, in high school, there are individuals who are cross-eyed, and he named 2 students in the class, which is a dominant trait. We call those individuals weirdos. So if you cross 2 weirdos, and he names the students, that are heterozygous for both being cross-eyed, what are the offspring of that would look? So the guy basically was using real-life people in his class, and if you see a picture of the guy, it makes it even better. Although
I'm fired? Very fired.
This guy is very fired.
Oh God, it looks like Julia's brother.
Could
Go
be.
Dogs.
Go dogs. What is the result if you cross student's name heterozygous Latino with this guy just went off on people in the class? And
he's doing crowd work.
I thought this was great.
I mean, crowd work.
It was a fan run.
It's still good. He's doing crowd work.
So this is something near and dear to me because this happened. UFC this past weekend was one of those cards where even I only knew them. I kind of knew the 2 main people fighting in the main event, which means I didn't even tune in. But they were one of them, former champion. The other one, absolute Latino smoke show. Her name is Tracy Cortez. Well, she struggled to make weight, so she cut off her big fat ponytail to get on the scale. Here's the problem. She cut off the ponytail, held it in her hand, stepped on the scale to weigh in.
I love her. She should be that guy's science class.
She got lit up. She lost to Rose Namajunas. Thug Rose, if you will. Let's keep it moving. Zach, we are 6 days away from the Paris Olympics. Have you been following the E. coli testing in the River Seine that all the swimmers are going to be swimming in?
No, but ew.
There has yet to be 10 out of 10 days without E. coli. They keep on going, no, it's pretty good. 23 of the last 30 days, there was no E. coli.
So bad.
There's a fucking Olympics, and they keep on testing positive for stuff in this river.
Why are we doing river swimming? Aren't there pools? Or is this thing clean? Why are they swimming the Seine? Would you want them swimming in the East River when it's here?
En français.
That's true, but it's disgusting. Go swim up and down the East River and tell me how you do. The whole thing should just be a survival thing. The last 3 that don't die, there's your medals. So this next floating is the Ganges.
You know how sometimes I see a headline and then I don't click the link because I don't really care, but I just want to report it? This next one, I made a point. Every time I saw it, it just did not matter. I haven't watched the ESPYs in a bazillion years. Prince Harry won an award.
Yeah, I saw it. I actually watched
restraint or whatever. Why?
I don't know.
Why?
It's meant for. He won the Pat Tillman Award.
Yeah, not great. So friendly fire? Is that what the problem was?
Because no, he did something with wounded Brits and cool. He showed up with a big check. It's not rocket science.
You think he paid to do this or got paid to do this?
No. He paid to probably fund the thing that they did. What is money to them? They just print more. It's got his face on it. The boy's got his own money. Right. He's Prince Akeem. Anyway, though, I don't know. He funded it. I'm sure he did noble work. They wouldn't give it to him to jerk him off, but
nope. I think this was a huge jerk around. No way. This was so stupid.
I'm saying everyone does noble work, but usually it goes to some guy who ran a marathon with one leg or who survived the Seine, like, whatever it is. Right.
Soon to be in next year's Olympics, if somebody does that. But this just reminds me. Have you followed at all the Prince Harry, Meghan Markle? They got a Netflix this, they got a podcast this, and they've just both been completely fuck ups, and they have no future in it. They will be a footnote in like 4 years. They're a punchline, both of them, and it makes me sick.
I think it's ridiculous. That punchline. They're gajillionaires, and they're living their best life, doing whatever they want in some palace in Canada. Good for them. But, I don't know why any of these royals win awards. All you have to do is write the check and donate some time. He didn't actually do a thing. Maybe I'm sure he's noble. I'm sure he's into the cause, but he wrote a check and donated some time.
Right. Silver medal candidate. Have you ever had the Trader Joe's everything but the bagel? Because I'm not into it. I'm a Jew.
Awful.
I normally buy bagels, and then I smear them the cream cheese. I reach to the bottom of the bag, do a little sprinkle, Dracarys, and that's it. And I'm done. Yeah,
all right. I like the bottom of the bag stuff, too.
Bottom of the bag stuff, too. South Korea has decided to ban Trader Joe's everything but the bagel because the poppy seed, which you can't get high on your own supply, is paraphernalia of drugs. And they insanity. I heard this where I was like, wait, so South Korea? Do they mean North Korea? This is something you hear. You go, like, you can't get anything out of the poppy seeds. The famous, like, don't eat a poppy seed bagel and take a drug test. I know, but it's not a real thing, which is absolutely stupid. But my number one candidate comes from my weekend. This past weekend, I met up with Timmy Tyler, one of my besties in the world, who we went to this really nice place we've been to up in a couple of times. It's a hotel, and they have a back picnic area where they now have added a smokehouse. If you sit outside, there's brisket, there's ribs, there's pulled pork. It's a whole outdoor experience. If you sit inside, which was a process because nobody was sitting at the tables, you can't make reservations, but we couldn't get a fucking table. The whole place was empty. Anyways, we sit in the inside-outside part of it. They have their own menus. And I said, hey, I would love to get some brisket from the smokehouse. It's the same restaurant. There's an inside, there's an outside. Nope. That's the outdoor menu. This is the indoor menu. I go, no. But like, look, I'll just walk over there. I'm paying you,
please.
Zach, it was the same fucking restaurant, the same place, and you can't order from one menu versus the other.
I would have gone insane.
Well, I would have
gone out of my goddamn mind. I would have asked them why and made them qualify their answer.
Well, especially for me, where like I absolutely love brisket. That being said, I'm flying to Dallas in 2 days, and I'm going to be knee deep in brisket for 3 straight days. So, like, I was like, all right, I'm not going to make a fuss. Like, it's not up to me.
I would have stood on ceremony. Oh, I hate when there's nonsense like that.
Isn't that that's really weird, right?
It's beyond stupid. They just have to take. I'm on the west side. I'm on the east side. Like that.
Both sides.
I would have gone insane. I would have stood there like Oliver. Please, sir, may I have some brisket? I would have just stood there in front of the guy until he put it on my plate. Then bill me. Put it on my plate and tell me what I am. You eat, I pay.
Allison going crazy for her birthday a day early. Kevin Costner. Crazy. I don't want my people to get spit in their food, so like not that crazy.
What? Screaming?
I would drop trowel. Right?
What?
Just take the brisket, just rub it on me. Just put it in my hands.
Yeah, but no, how crazy did Allison go, I meant?
Oh, I'm sorry. Like she said, there was an asshole sticking up your ass. One of those. I forget. It wasn't great.
Pushy stuff with her. It's all scatological.
Costner's Horizon movie flops, even though the second one's coming out in a couple of months. Tenacious D cancels their tour. Tennis fans that are basically all front runners. Yankee fan, take a picture. Look, I caught a ball at Yankee Stadium. California racist teacher who was doing crowd work, which was great. Tracy Cortez cuts off her hair, then goes and weighs in with the hair in her hand. The River Seine not doing well. Prince Harry wins an ESPY because he's got monies. Trader Joe's everything but the bagel banned in South Korea. And the smokehouse where you can't get the stuff outside.
What's the name of the place? Call it out.
Sterling Hotel. Nobody cares.
Sterling Hotel? Fuck them. Yeah. I'm seething over that.
The food was good. We ended up getting other food, and then we got ice cream, which they have something attached to it called the Sterling Fountain, where they have ice cream. The best part was Timmy got ice cream called Play-Doh. It was yellow dye vanilla with chocolate chip cookie dough, but no chocolate chips, which I wish I got. His daughter, who's 3, goes, "Daddy, you're eating Play-Doh." And he's like, no. This is ice cream. She goes, "Daddy, I'm going to eat Play-Doh when we get home."
You know what's better than eating that ice cream? Play-Doh. So good. Play-Doh is delicious. It's just salt and it's so good.
Who's the Pishadoo of the week, Zach?
It's absolutely the restaurant, or maybe your sister.
Oh, gold menu. Wait, gold star. I picked the gold star, and you get
100%.
The first time that's
I
ever
would have gone
happened.
insane. I would have just like full Grammy at the restaurant. I would have been banned from the place.
Booster Daddy, the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had fun. We're going to keep doing this. Zach, I'm going down to watch the shitty Orioles. 3 days in Dallas, Texas. I think I might turn around.
Fight, though.
Jake Paul versus Mike Perry, dude.
Is that better?
We're going to a rodeo instead.
I'd rather it be Steve Perry at this point. Like, what's the difference?
It's because you don't know who